Hello viewers, so this is our second video. As you can see in the thumbnail, our topic is Vedic culture. Here we'll cover all the important questions of Vedic culture. So let's start. Our first question is Vedic period divided into how many parts? So the answer is Rig Vedic period. Its timeline is 1500 to 1000 BC, and later Vedic period. Its timeline is 1000 to 600 BC. Second question is, where did the Aryans first come and settle? And the answer is, Aryans first settled in Punjab and Afghanistan. Third question is, who developed Vedic civilization? It was developed by Aryans, the answer is. Next question is, what was the type of civilization developed by the Aryans? The answer is rural civilization. Next is, what was the language of Aryans? And the answer is Sanskrit language. The next question is, in which 5 parts was the administrative unit of Aryans divided in ascending order? So the answer is Kul, Gram, Vish, Jan and Rashtra. And here are some important points written in note. That is, village head is equal to rural, and head of Vish is equal to Vish husband. Rulers of the people were called Rajans. Next question is, who was called Ratni? So the answer is Ratnis were officers named Soot, Ratkar, Kammadi, and another note is what Purap, Durgati and Spash were called. So these were spies who looked after the activities of the public. So Purap, Durgapati and Spash were spies who looked after the activities of the public. Next question is, who was called Vajpati? So Vajpati was the owner of pasture land. Next is, who was called Ugra? Ugra were police officer. And the note is, Rig Veda does not mention any kind of Nyayadhikari. If you're liking this video, please like and subscribe and share. And the next question is, name the institutions that advised the king in the Vedic civilizations. So the answer is that institutions were called Sabha, that is assembly, and Samiti, that was committee. So one note is here, and it's written that the Sabha was an organization of the best and the elite, whereas the committee, which is Samiti, represented the general public. Its president was called Ishan. So committee's president was called Ishan. Women could participate in the meetings and the committees. So women could participate in the meetings and committees of Vedic culture. And the next question is, which word was used for war in Vedic period? That is Gavishti. The word Gavishti was used for war in Vedic period. And next is, in which Veda is the battle of Dasarg mentioned? And the answer is Rig Veda. In 7th Mandalas. Here another note is there. This war was fought between Sudas and 10 people on the banks of Purushani, that is Ravi river, in which Sudas were victorious. So the war was fought between Sudas and 10 people on the banks of Purushani Ravi river, in which Sudas won. Another note, the society for Aryans was a patriarchal society. The smallest unit of the society was the family or clan, whose head was the father, which was called Kulam. That is, the head of family was called Kulam. Next question is, what was the meaning of word Amaju in the period of Vedic civilization? Amaju were women who remained unmarried throughout their life. Next is, name the main ring of the Aryans, and the answer is Somras. What was the main occupation of the Aryans? The answer is animal husbandry and agriculture. Who was the favorite animal of the Aryans? The answer is horse. Who was the most favorite god of the Aryans? And the answer is Indra. Which was the metal discovered by the Aryans? And the answer is iron. Again, one note, iron was called Shyam Ayas and copper was called Lohit Ayas. So friends, these are some very important questions you should know for all the competitive exams. And the next question is, what was a person who went far and wide for business called? Pani. Next is, which deity was worshipped as an intermediary between man and the deity? And the answer is fire god. So fire god was worshipped as an intermediary between man and deity in the Vedic period. Next question is, which river is considered the most important and holy river in Rig Veda? And the river name is Saraswati. Who became the most beloved deity in place of Indra in later Vedic period? So here the question is talking about later Vedic period. So the answer is Prajapati. Means Prajapati replaced Indra in the later Vedic period. Next is, which yagya was performed during the coronation of the king in the later Vedic period? So answer is Rajasuya Yagya. What was the plow called in the later Vedic period? The answer is Sira. What was the plow line called in the later Vedic period? It was called Sita. What were the units of currency in the later Vedic period? The units of currency in the later Vedic period, friends, were Nishika and Shatman. So friends, now we are talking about later Vedic period, as you can see. Next important question is, Satyamev Jayate is taken from which Upanishad? And the answer is Mundaka Upanishad. Which deity is the Gayatri mantra addressed to? So the Gayatri mantra is addressed to deity named Savitri. Next is, which city was first used in the later Vedic period? The answer is Kaushambi. Kaushambi was the first city used in the later Vedic period. How many epics were there and what were their names? So there were two epics, that is Mahabharata and Ramayana. Next question is, what is the old name of Mahabharata? So the old name of Mahabharata is Jai Samhita. Another note in that says this is the biggest epic in the world. That means Mahabharata is the biggest epic in the world. Next is, in which period was the institution named Gotra mentioned? So the answer is in the later Vedic period. Which is the fundamental text of Vedanta philosophy? And the answer is Brahma Sutra or Vedanta Sutra. Who composed the Brahma Sutra or Vedanta Sutra? So it was composed by Badrayan. Next question is, name the 4 Vedic gods which were found from the inscription Bogaz Koi of 1400 BC. So the answer is Mitra, Varun, Indra, Natsya. So friends, 4 Vedic gods which were found from the inscription Bogaz Koi are Mitra, Varun, Indra and Natsya. Next question is, what is the Asia Tower called? So it is called Bogaz Koi. Next is, Vedic literature comprises in how many literary production and name them. So it is comprised in 4 literary production. First, Samhita, that is Veda. Next is Brahmins. Third is Aranyakas. And the fourth is Upanishads. So one note is here, Vedic literature had grown up in course of time and was really handed down from generation to generation by word of mouth. Hence, these are called Shruti, to hear. Next is, Veda are also called, the answer is Aparushya. Vedas are also called Aparushya. What is the meaning of Aparushya? The meaning of Aparushya, that is, it is not created by man but gifted by God. Next question is, what is the meaning of Nitya? Meaning of Nitya is existing in all eternity. Next question is, how many Vedas are there? So there are 4 Vedas, that is Rig Veda, Sam Veda, Yajur Veda, Athar Veda. Next question is, the first 3 Vedas are jointly called as, and the answer is Vedatri. Which Veda is the oldest text? The answer is Veda Note. Therefore, it is also known as the first testament of mankind. So friends, the Veda is the oldest, the Rig Veda is the oldest text in Veda, and it is also known as the first testament of mankind. Next question is, the 10 Mandala contains the famous Purusharth Sukta, which explain, so the answer is the 4 Varnas. This Purusha Sukta explains 4 Varnas, that is Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudras. Next question is, who were known as Hotri. So the Hotri were the person who recited hymns of Rig Veda were Hotris. So the Hotris were person who recited hymns of Rig Veda. Next question is, which Veda is known for book of chants? Answer is Sam Veda. The hymns of Sam were recited by Udgatri. Next question is, which Veda is important for Indian music? Answer is Sam Veda. Which Veda is known for the book of sacrificial prayers? Answer is Yajurved. Yajurved hymns recited by, so it is recited by Advaryus. Note, Yajurveda is divided into two parts, Krishna Yajurveda and Shukla Yajurveda. Next question is, which Veda is in both verses and prose? So the answer is Yajurveda. That means Yajurveda is in both verses and also in prose. Which Veda is the book of magical formula? So the book which has magical formula is named Atharva Veda. What does Brahmin literature explain? So Brahmin literature explain hymns of the Veda. So note, they were written in prose and ritualistic in nature. Brahma means sacrifice. Next question is, in Vedic literature, the time the word Aranya means. So Aranyak means forest. Next question is, name the oldest Puranic text. So the oldest Puranic text is Matsya Puran. Puran means the old. In total, there are 18 famous Puran. Next question is, what is the meaning of Niyogya in Vedic society? So Niyog means a widow who could marry the younger brother of her deceased husband. Next is a very important chart. You should memorize it. So it says there are 6 Vedangas. First is Siksha, that means phonetics in English. It is the Pratishiksha, the oldest text on phonetics. Kalp Sutra, that means in English rituals. So Shruta Sutras, Sulva Sutras deal with sacrifices, Grih Sutras deal with family ceremonies, and Dham Sutras deals with Varnas, Ashrams, etc. Third, Vyakaran, that is grammar. Ashtadhyayi, Panani, the oldest grammar of the world. Fourth is Nirukta, etymology. Nirukta means Yask, based on Nighantu Kashyap, a collection of difficult Vedic words. Nighantu, the oldest word collection of the world. Nirukta, the oldest dictionary of the world. Fourth is Chanda. Chanda in English means matrix. Chanda Sutras, Pingal, famous text. Jyotisha. Jyotisha in English is known as astronomy. So Vedanga Jyotisha, Lagad Muni, the oldest Jyotika text. And next is there are 6 famous Samitis. There is first Manu Samitis. It is pre-Gupta period. The oldest Samiti text commemorators were Vishwapura, Meghatithi, Govindraj, Kulak Bhatt. Next, Yajnavalkya Samriti. So Yajnavalkya Samriti is pre-Gupta period, and its commentators are Vishwarupa, Vijayaneshwara, Aparka. Aparka was a king of Shilhar dynasty. Next, third is Narad Samriti. So it is from Gupta period. Fourth is Parashara Samiti. It is also from Gupta period. Brihashpati Samiti. It is also from Gupta period. And Katyayana Samiti. It is also from Gupta period. So friends, these were 6 Vedangas and 6 famous Samitis. So the next chart is about Upvedas and to which Veda they are associated with. So here the first one is Ayurveda, that is medicine. It is associated with Rig Veda. Gandharva Veda, that is music. So it is associated with Sam Veda. Third is Dhanur Veda, that is archery, and it is associated with Yajur Veda. Fourth is Shilp Veda, that it is also known as Earth Veda, that is the science of Earth Veda, craft, wealth, and Vishwakarma. So next is there are 6 schools of Indian philosophy known as Shad Darshanas. So the first So we are going to discuss the darshanas, their founder, and what were their basic text. So the first is Sankhya Darshana. Their founder was Kapila, and its basic text is Sankhya Sutra. Next is Yoga Darshana. Its founder is Patanjali. So Yoga Darshana was founded by Patanjali, and its basic text is Yoga Sutra. Third, Nyaya Darshana. So Akshpada Gautama was the founder of Nyaya Darshana, and its basic text is Nyaya Sutra. Vaishika Darshana. Vaisheshika Darshana. Founder is Uluka Kannada. Basic text Vaisheshika Sutra. Next is Mimamsa, that is also known as Purva Mimamsa. Its founder is Jamini, and its basic text is Purva Mimamsa Sutra. Next is, the sixth one is Vedanta or Uttara Mimamsa. Its founder is Badrayana, and its basic text is Brahma Sutra or Vedanta Sutra. So friends, these are very important from the exam points of view. For all competitive exams, you should learn them. Watch this video again and again, learn them, and please like, share, and subscribe if you like the video. So the next video, the next chart is about the rivers, what were their Rigvedic name, what is their modern name, and their region. So Sindhu, it is now called Indus, and its region is in Punjab. Vitasta, so its modern name is Jhelum. It is found in Punjab. Ashikani, its modern name is Chenab. It is also found in Punjab. Vipas, its modern name is Bias, and it is also found in Punjab. Next is Parushini. It is now called Ravi. Its region is Punjab. Shatudri, or now known as Satluj, and its region is Punjab. Saraswati, now called Saraswati. It is found in Rajasthan. Drishadvati, now called Gaggar. It is found in Rajasthan. Kubha, modern name is Kabul, and it is found in Afghanistan. Suvastu, its modern name is Swati, and its place is Afghanistan. Kurumu, so now it's called Kurram. It's found in Afghanistan. And the last one is Gomati, which is now called, its modern name is Gomal, and it's found in Afghanistan. Now friends, this is the last chart, and it also has many important details. So let's start. The first point is Indra, Agni, and Varun were the most popular deities of Rigvedic Aryans. Next line is Indra or Purandara, that is, they were the destroyer of fort, the most important god. In bracket, 250 Rigvedic hymns are devoted to him. And the next is who played the role of warrior and was considered to be the rain god. So here the gods are described. The gods are described what their work was and who was more popular. So as you can see, Indra, Agni, Varuna, these were most popular deities. Indra or Purandara, these are also known as destroyer of fort, the most important god. Rigvedic hymns are devoted to him. Who played the role of warrior and was considered to be the rain god. So Indra or Purandara are also considered to be rain god. Next god is Agni, the second most important god after Indra. So 200 Rigvedic hymns are devoted to Agni. Fire gods was considered to be an intermediary between the gods and the people. The next god is Varuna, personified water, was supposed to uphold Rita or natural order, also known as Ritas Yogpa. Next is Surya, sun, was worshipped in 5 forms, that is Surya, Savitri, Mitra, Pushan, and Vishnu. Surya, that is sun, was god who used to drive daily across the sky in his chariot driven by 7 horses. Next is Savitri, the god of light. The famous Gayatri month, it is addressed to her. Next is Mitra, a solar god. Next is Pushan, the god of marriage, main function, guarding of roads, herdsmen, and straying cattle. Next is Vishnu, a god which covered earth in three steps, that is Upakarma. And next god is Som, originally a plant. It produced a potent drink during courses of Agnishtama sacrifice. Agnishtama was a sacrifice. Could be hemmed or bhang. It is also called bhang or called the kings of plant, identified later with the moon. The ninth mandala of Rig Veda, which contains 114 hymn, is attributed to the Som. That's why it is called the Som Mandala. So friends, ninth mandala is also known as Som Mandala. Next is other gods and goddess Rudra. So the Rudra is god of animals, the use, the oldest god and also the father of the world. Yam, the god of death. Ashwin or Nashtya, the god of health, youth and immorality. Next is Aditi, the great mother of gods. Next is Sindhu, it is called river goddess. Next and last point is sometimes gods were visualized as animals, but there was no animal worship. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please like, share and subscribe.